Welcome to the deep dive. You've shared some really fascinating material with us today. It's the YouTube audiobook, Earth, Pleiadian Keys to the Living Library by Barbara Marciniak from the Sable Ascension Library channel.
Right, that's the one.
So our mission here, is to really dive in, get to the heart of what this is all saying. We want to understand the Pleiadians' perspective on Earth, on humanity,
Yeah,
and this whole idea they talk about, the living library.
it's a big concept.
Yeah, definitely. We want to pull out those key insights for you, the listener, those sort of aha moments,
The takeaways.
Exactly. Now, right off the bat, it's important to remember this is a transcript of an audiobook
Yeah.
presenting a very specific
Yeah,
viewpoint.
it's a channeled material, from Pleiadian entities, as they state it.
Right. So keeping that context in mind, let's jump in. What's their first impression, their take on planet Earth?
Well, they're pretty effusive about it, actually. They call Earth a priceless jewel. Yeah, something incredibly beautiful, radiating beauty, even if it doesn't always seem that way to us down here. They see it as like this treasure waiting,
Waiting for what?
waiting for its coronation by her people. That's us.
Coronation by us. That's quite a phrase. It suggests a pretty deep connection, a responsibility almost.
Absolutely. It sounds like they see Earth as just fundamental to who we are, not just, a place we live.
More than just a stage.
Exactly. They really emphasize Earth as the source that, creates and sustains humanity. It's active, it's living, it enables our existence. Without her, well, we wouldn't be us as we understand ourselves.
Okay. Which I guess leads into this other idea they bring up, humans as seekers of the great stories. What's that about? What's our role as these seekers?
Well, as these seekers, they ask you, the listener, to actively proclaim an allegiance to Earth.
An allegiance.
Yeah, but it's not like pledging to a flag. It's deeper. It's a commitment to your own transformation, dealing with your own light and shadow. And, crucially, it's about honoring Earth's role in setting you free.
Setting us free. To find what?
To rediscover what they call your celestial heritage, your cosmic connection.
So it's not just about looking up at the stars. It's about grounding down here first in our relationship with Earth.
That seems to be the foundation, yeah. And that ties right into the big one. Earth as a living library. This is central, isn't it?
It seems like it. Can you unpack that? What does living library really mean here?
Okay, so think of Earth as this massive, dynamic database of knowledge. Like a cosmic internet, maybe?
Okay.
But it's not static. It needs to be activated and restored. That's the language they use.
Activated.
By us. That's what they say. Humanity holds a vital key. Our experiences, our evolving consciousness. We play a critical role in bringing Earth and our own story back to the forefront of creation.
So we're not just library patrons browsing the shelves. We're like librarians. Or maybe the access codes.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
We're actively involved in making the whole system function. It's participatory.
Okay, so we're active participants, unlocking this planetary knowledge base. Now, they also get into the nature of reality itself. It sounds flexible, maybe, like multiple versions.
Oh yeah, definitely flexible. What's very fascinating is they just flat out state that multiple versions of reality exist at the same time.
Simultaneously.
Yeah, each with its own purpose, its own intent. And they say things like time, space, even whole worlds are amorphous.
Amorphous, like shapeless, potential.
Sort of like that, yeah. Like they're in a constant state of potential, and their actual reality, what becomes solid, depends on the attention focused on them.
Wait, so our attention shapes reality. Like, what we focus on actually solidifies one version over another.
That's strongly implied. It's a bit like that phrase, what you focus on expands, but on a cosmic scale.
Wow.
They even talk about many Earths to choose from, different timelines, maybe stories or possibilities that got forgotten or hidden.
Hidden. Deliberately.
They hint at that, yeah, or maybe just lost to time. It definitely challenges the idea of one single fixed reality, doesn't it?
It really does. Opens up so many questions. And they also make this really extraordinary claim about themselves, about their own existence. It sort of blurs the lines.
Right. They say they're communicating from without as a collective consciousness.
From their future, they say. Our potential future.
Yeah, that's how they frame it. But
Yeah.
they also say they exist within us, like as our ancestors, deeply connected.
Within us.
Yeah.
They actually say, we are you on the golden spirals of time. It's pretty profound. They're basically telling us to look inside, to rethink our core beliefs about who we are and where we come from.
So they're not just outside guides, they're claiming to be part of us, urging us to wake up to our potential, our history.
Exactly.
And how do we do that, according to them? What's the key?
They call for a conscious reclaiming of knowledge as a creator through thought.
Creator through thought.
Yeah, it's about understanding and using the power of our minds, engaging with it actively to shape our reality, both individually and collectively. They want us to remember the original purpose of this living library.
Which was centered on beauty, the value of life. And they want us to participate in restoring that through appreciating existence itself.
Okay, this feels like it connects to those other core ideas they bring up.
Okay.
The game, the codes, and the master numbers. Sounds like important jargon.
Definitely key concepts. They frame existence itself as a kind of game.
A game, like Monopoly, or something more serious.
Probably more serious, haha, but structured with rules, objectives, and the material of this book is designed to help you decode yourself within this game.
Decode ourselves. How?
Through what they call the system of 12. Think of it as a foundational structure, maybe relating to activating our 12 DNA strands.
Which connects to the 12 chakras they mentioned, those energy centers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They describe the chakras as doorways to our spiritual heritage, our understanding.
That number 12, it keeps popping up, doesn't it?
It really does. They seem to see it as a fundamental organizing principle, woven into us, into the universe.
Okay, so the system of 12 is the framework. What about the codes?
The codes seem to be the knowledge, the potential, the blueprints within us, our inherent stuff.
And the master numbers.
That's linked to reaching a critical mass. Enough individuals vibrating at certain frequencies, emitting certain codes.
Emitting codes, like broadcasting.
Sort of. And achieving these master numbers can lead to big shifts in consciousness. Even, they say, a kind of immunity to disruptive energy.
Immunity. But isn't disruption sometimes necessary?
Paradoxically, yes. They actually say that disruption is a necessary part of the game itself.
Okay, so we're players in this big game with rules, codes inside us, and this system of 12 is key. But why are the Pleiadians telling us this? Why are they so invested? What's their motivation?
They're pretty upfront about it. They say it's about karma.
Their karma.
Yeah. They feel responsible because their ancestors, way back, started something that's now hindering their own development on the Pleiades.
So they messed something up, and now it affects them.
That's the gist. They're looking for solutions to this grand dilemma, which they say we share with them somehow. Their own future, or potential future, is apparently facing some serious challenges, even peril. That's driving them to find answers and share what they know.
So it's not purely altruistic, then. It's like a shared fate, a mutual need for evolution.
It seems that way. There's
Yeah.
a definite sense of shared destiny, yeah.
Oh.
And they also really emphasize Earth's unique role in the cosmos.
But how so?
They call Earth a vital exchange center of formation, a significant light center. Like, it's had contributions from lots of different sentient civilizations.
A cosmic hub.
Kind of. They stress the original design for Earth was incredibly grand, envisioned by these creator gods who exist outside our concept of linear time.
Creator gods. Okay.
Yeah, and from their perspective, hundreds of thousands, even millions of years in our understanding. It's not that long in the grand scheme of things.
It really shifts your perspective on time, doesn't it? And they also mention, well, other human civilizations before Atlantis and Lemuria, like really ancient ones.
That's one of the really intriguing bits. They talk about other human species, similar to us, but with fully intact DNA, who had highly evolved civilizations here more than 500,000 years ago.
500,000 years away.
And they make a point of saying these were distinct from Lemuria and Atlantis, which they see as more modern human, comparatively, before the more recent cataclysms.
And where are these civilizations now?
They speculate, maybe buried under the Antarctic ice or the Gobi Desert sands, lost to deep time.
Civilizations on that time scale, it just blows the lid off conventional history. So who were these creator gods they mention? What was their role?
They suggest these energies that you have called gods were the original architects.
Yeah.
They designed everything on Earth with huge intelligence, putting consciousness into everything, down to the molecular level.
Consciousness and everything.
Yeah, all interconnected. They communicate through vibrations, electromagnetic frequencies. The original plan was harmony, cooperation.
But something went wrong. They talk about a difficulty with Earth at this time.
Right. The core problem, as they see it, is humanity's belief in separation.
Separation. From what?
From each other, from the Earth, from the cosmos. This ingrained idea that we're all just separate parts. They argue this illusion blinds us to the wholeness of existence and stops us accessing the living library fully.
So our perception of being separate is the main block. That's
Yeah.
fundamental.
It's what they identify as the key obstacle, yeah.
Okay. Now, the Pleiadians say they're here to help us overcome this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Despite their own past experiments they mentioned.
They're open about that. They admit various factions from their system have influenced Earth, especially during chaotic times. They even left glimmers of energy, like breadcrumbs in certain places.
Right.
They say it was done with foresight, knowing Earth was heading for tremendous calamity and great suppression. They want to help us understand these past interventions now, especially as things feel so chaotic.
They don't sugarcoat the present, do they? They call it dire straits.
No, they're very direct, but they immediately follow that by saying great opportunity lies within the state of confusion.
Opportunity and chaos?
Yeah. They believe people are being tapped upon the shoulder, feeling this inner call to step beyond the usual, into the unknown, towards transformation.
And these people answering the call, are they the ones they call the family of light?
Yes, exactly. The family of light are described as people with this innate ability, often unconscious, to shift reality through belief systems. They're stabilizers during dimensional shifts, carriers of awakening frequencies. They think many people listening right now have this capacity.
But it still comes down to choice, doesn't it? Whether we step up.
Absolutely. It's a free will choice.
Yeah.
They point to things like mystery schools throughout history as examples where the family of light pushed past the limits of 3D reality.
And this isn't the first time for this family, apparently. They suggest a bigger history.
They do. They suggest many of us might have this deep feeling of having done this before, maybe on other worlds. They call it multidimensional memory.
Multidimensional memories,
Right.
the remembering past lives on other planets.
Kind of. Remembering going into stagnant systems and helping reconstruct realities. They see it as a familiar role for the family of light.
Okay, if it's familiar, why do we forget everything when we incarnate here as humans? That seems like a major handicap.
They say that forgetting the memory wipe was actually a conscious choice.
A choice. Why would we choose to forget?
To fully experience life under the same rules as everyone else here, to be authentically human. You came in seemingly blank, but on a deeper soul level, you apparently knew this was part of the plan. You even chose your time, your parents, your lineage, for the best setup to fulfill your purpose.
Even with the memory loss, did we get any help? Any built-in tools?
Yes. They say upon incarnating, you received matched and paired recessive genes holding light codes.
Light codes in our genes.
Yeah. Not obvious at first, but giving the potential to develop psychic and intuitive abilities as you grew. These genes also carried a subtle memory of being different, separate somehow. Your life has been about building on that, letting experiences guide you beyond the typical human view.
So it sounds like we're basically undergoing an upgrade right now, an internal recalibration.
That's a good way to put it. They describe an extensive mutation happening at the cellular level, stimulated by external energies, those assisting in this genetic upliftment. And it requires us to consciously integrate the new awareness that's bubbling up.
We use that funny analogy about being briefed in a classroom before coming here.
Yeah. They paint this picture of the family of light in their full cosmic identities, getting the mission briefing.
Like space cadets.
Kind of. And the instructor says, okay, you're all confident systems busters now, but when you get to Earth, you'll forget all of this.
And then they'll need the Pleiadians to remind them.
Exactly. It highlights the irony, the veil of forgetting.
It is pretty funny. So what's the Pleiadians' main strategy for jogging our memory then?
Well, they openly admit they sometimes implant new images and even completely made things up.
Made things up.
Yeah.
Why?
Not to deceive, they say, but to act as catalysts. To trigger a resonance, spark a memory, nudge our growth. They call themselves very crafty teachers.
Crafty teachers. Okay. So it's not always about literal truth, but about what serves our evolution. What's the most fundamental thing they encourage us to do in our daily lives to support this?
They really stress making a conscious commitment to create joy, creativity, and love for yourself.
For ourselves,
The
not just for others.
starts within, they believe. Only by cultivating joy, creativity, love for yourself can you genuinely help others and be a living example. Following your joy becomes an act of service.
So their role is more like facilitating something already happening within us.
Absolutely. They see themselves as assistants in a transformational process that's already underway, bubbling and creating steam. They see more and more people waking up, remembering a deeper purpose beyond just the mundane.
And this whole process, coming here as limited humans, then realizing we're more, it seems backward, but they say it's necessary.
Essential, they say, for the evolution of consciousness itself. This transformation needs a mass awakening, a collective shift driven by choice. Our free will choice to decide who we want to be, what reality we create.
It sounds like, despite all our issues, they see humans as incredibly valuable in the grand scheme of things.
Priceless is the word they use, unequivocally. They say the human body is the most valuable thing you will ever own, a vessel holding immense data potential. They even suggest cosmic battles have been fought over access to this human value.
And are there still forces trying to stop us from realizing this value, from accessing this inner knowledge?
Yes, they suggest controlling or limiting forces deliberately push the idea that humans are insignificant, valueless,
Why?
to stop other intelligences from tapping into the data, the potential within us. Since these forces can't get the inherent formulas themselves, they try to keep humanity contained, quarantined, isolated, mentally and maybe physically too.
Formulas.
Yes.
Are those the same as the codes they mentioned earlier, the blueprints inside us?
It sounds very similar, yeah. Incredibly valuable data, like algorithms for replicating life and intelligence elsewhere. Other civilizations are apparently actively seeking these formulas. Earth is like a microcosm, triggering events in the macrocosm.
They also get into some darker history, don't they? Admitting their ancestors were part of some tyranny on Earth. That's quite an admission.
It is. They're surprisingly candid. They say, we made the tyranny. Beings from their system long ago helped strip humanity of its fully functioning 12-strand DNA heritage. They acknowledge their past manipulation, their connection to reptilian energies.
Reptilian energies. Okay, we'll probably need to circle back to that.
Definitely. But they say this history is why they've returned now to help heal and fix what their ancestors broke.
That context is huge. It sounds like they need us to evolve as much as we need them.
That seems central. They suggest they can't fully evolve as creators until they give up control over their creations, including us. They can't police us anymore. It's part of their own karma. They're waiting for us to step into our own power as creators.
And when we do, what happens? What are the results?
When we collectively realize our creator nature, they say we'll start emitting this code of formulas. This energy, this knowledge becomes accessible to others in the cosmos. And for us, we might experience ecstasy, altered states, maybe even unconscious trips to other worlds, all while broadcasting these valuable codes.
They also talk about Earth attracting fallen energies. What does that mean?
They describe Earth as a powerful magnetic vortex that draws in these fallen energies. Not necessarily evil, but energies from beings who fell away from ideal states, made choices that diminished their ability to create harmony. And these energies affect the whole solar system, apparently.
Fallen energies. Past manipulation. It sounds potentially scary, but they reassure us.
Strongly. Their message is absolutely nothing to fear. It's about empowerment, remembering who we are, honoring ourselves. As we do that, they say, we attract opportunities far beyond our current imagination.
One of the really exciting things they mention is this retooling taking place in our DNA right now. What's driving that?
They talk about cosmic light-encoded rays, basically streams of photons full of information, constantly hitting Earth and interacting with our bodies.
Light rays changing our DNA.
That's the idea. Stimulating changes at the cellular level, reorganizing the scattered data of the living library within us. They specifically mention a galactic tidal wave of light around 1993.
The Uranus-Neptune conjunction.
Exactly. That brought a huge infusion of these rays, potentially activating a third DNA strand in the wider population.
So we're literally being biologically upgraded by cosmic light.
In essence, yes. These light-encoded filaments in our DNA are being nudged to rebundle, reorganize, drawn together by energy from Prime Creator. The Pleiadians say they're here watching, facilitating, learning alongside us.
And they keep coming back to us, actively altering our own frequency. Why is that so important?
Because by consciously raising your vibration through positive thoughts, emotions, intention, you're claiming ownership of yourself, your connection to Earth. You're rising to meet the challenges by tapping into abilities you might not even know you have, aligning with the higher frequencies.
And despite the complicated history they admit to, they seem to genuinely like humanity.
They express a very deep fondness, yeah, because they feel we've helped them deliver something significant to the cosmos. They see Earth as most miraculous and say those observing from afar often appreciate it more than we do.
They also mention a recent surge in deeper personal exploration among humans. Why now?
They believe there's been this growing collective desire lately to explore identity, meaning our cosmic story. This reaching beyond old boundaries, they say, actually expands civilization itself. It's our innate curiosity driving us.
We're pushing the envelope collectively. And this kind of flourishing isn't new for Earth, is it? They talk about other civilizations being seeded here over huge timescales.
Right. Over the last 500,000 years, they say, different civilizations from various star systems, all part of the original library program, were set up here. They'd flourish for a while, then get swept away by Earth changes or interventions from the planet's self-proclaimed owners, never quite establishing permanent ownership.
Multiple experiments, multiple attempts. Earth's seen a lot. And within us, today's humans, lies something the others, these treasure hunters along the corridors of time, are looking for. What's the treasure?
They describe themselves and others as these treasure hunters, looking for the game, the codes, and master numbers, which boils down to fundamental geometric formulas and unique kinds of intelligence stored inside the human being. We're not just residents of the library, we're part of its design.
And these formulas inside us, what can they do? What's their cosmic significance?
They believe the fully evolved 12-strand human DNA holds the potential to replicate other forms of life and intelligence across the universe.
Replicate life.
Yeah. The original designers apparently knew their own civilizations might face extinction, so they built these living libraries as safeguards, filled with the data, the essence of their identities, the blueprints for their worlds. Humanity holds a key to all that.
And the master numbers are like a threshold, a cosmic key.
Kind of. They're achieved when a critical mass of people hit and hold specific vibrational codes. These numbers can activate time locks on civilizations, allowing protected development.
Time locks.
Yeah, and create that resilience or immunity to disruption we talked about, which, again, is somehow necessary for the game and for free will to play out through experiencing duality, polarity.
So duality isn't a mistake, it's a feature, a mechanism for growth, leading eventually to unity.
That's how they present it, yeah. A crucial mechanism. And reality itself isn't static. It's constantly birthing new versions, new possibilities. The whole universe, they say, is undergoing a massive shift towards healing, retuning Earth to a specific frequency, which will have huge ripple effects.
What's the end goal for Earth in this transformation? What kind of future do they see?
The vision is Earth reestablished as a totally different kind of place, characterized by harmony, cooperation, unity, exaltation. And this transformation here mirrors and contributes to a universal process. Earth's transmutation sends out a powerful psychic message, shifting how all worlds understand polarity.
It really points to this huge interconnected destiny for us and the planet, way beyond what we normally think about. And the Pleiadians are positioning themselves as guides in this awakening.
Facilitators, yeah. Their intention is to convey this larger perspective of our shared stellar heritage, inspire us to be responsible, courageous, daring, even fun-loving humans, reconnect with our ancient roots, rediscover hidden truths.
They come back to the game again, saying it can end on certain levels if not played consciously. It sounds like their own system is facing a critical point, a crisis of ending.
Yes, they mention a crisis of ending in the Pleiadian system, tied directly to their karma, their responsibility for the freedom of all life they helped create. The pain of the Pleiadian experiment, they call it, is finding balance, appeasing the mother goddess, the source of creation.
And they bring up the return of reptilian energies again. How does that fit into the current picture?
They note an increasing presence of these energies now, along with things like comets, meteors. This influx can make established reality feel unstable, like it's slipping away. But their advice isn't panic.
No. What then?
Exhilaration. See it as part of a divine order, the natural unfolding of these times.
And again, they point back to our role, reminding us we're part of the family of light.
Millions of us on Earth now, they reiterate, are here as family of light members, carrying this ability to draw in higher light frequencies and disperse them onto the planet, helping Earth transition away from old, limiting paradigms.
They also tackle that common fear, the fear that Earth is dying, heading for disaster. They offer a different view on negative events.
Very different. They say events that seem distasteful, even terrible, can be the necessary catalyst. The wake-up call needed to activate billions, to force fundamental changes in consciousness and behavior. They see us as transducers of energy.
Transducers, like converters.
Yeah, with a responsibility to gently, playfully channel knowledge without fear, to understand and even befriend energies that seem scary at first.
Which leads to what they call the age of unified thought transmission. What's that?
It's the idea that as more of the family of light hold these higher frequencies, we'll realize the planet's transformation is rooted in the power of the mind. A mind revolution, they call it, gaining momentum globally, even galactically. Unified thought becomes the driver.
Okay, but then they make that surprising admission that they sometimes trick us. Why would teachers do that?
It's unconventional for sure. They acknowledge offering keys and guidance, but also using trickery. They even suggest we should be a bit skeptical of them.
Skeptical.
Yeah, implying blind faith isn't the way. They think surprise, the need for discernment, actually triggers something deeper in us, helps our independent growth.
Okay, then they guide us through a creation energy exercise. What's the point of that visualization?
It's to help us consciously tap into and work with higher creative frequencies, the ones they're making available, using intention, imagination to feel light waves interacting with Earth geometrically, reactivating the living library through our minds.
Using imagination to reactivate the library. And what's the treasure chest they ask us to find inside ourselves?
That represents our deepest truth, often hidden under layers of conditioning. Opening it means finding our connection to Prime Creator, our power to create peace and freedom, first in ourselves, then in the world.
They urge us to share our gifts for global healing, connected by a spiral of love. And this sharing helps us remember who we are.
Exactly. Offering our unique intelligence and talents creates this energetic spiral, connecting us to a grander purpose, reminding us we're part of this vast web of consciousness, even while walking our own path of remembering the library within.
Then they introduce these mysterious figures, the keepers of time. Who are they?
They're described as incredibly ancient, highly evolved beings who steer your universe, created by the game masters themselves. Very mysterious, ambiguous personalities. The Pleiadians respect them, see them as their teachers, but don't know exactly where or how they exist.
And these keepers somehow orchestrated the Pleiadians' involvement with the living libraries.
That's what the Pleiadians suggest, maybe even trick them into discovering and reactivating the libraries, to prevent the universe from potentially self-destructing. The keepers manage time, creating separation to allow exploration and learning, leading eventually to understanding oneness with Prime Creator.
So time itself is a tool for exploration, preventing premature collapse. And duality, shadow defines light, is key to this exploration.
Crucial. They encourage studying our world literally and symbolically to see how duality works, how opposites define each other.
And they come back to Earth as this miracle, filled with the universe's story, just like our bodies are, because of the living library connection. What is this library in practical terms?
They liken it to a gigantic potluck dinner on a cosmic scale.
A potluck.
Yeah, where different civilizations harmoniously shared all their knowledge, wisdom, energy, creating this network of information hubs throughout the universe for ongoing development, a time they suggest is happening right now.
And if we lose access or don't use it, there are consequences for us and others.
Yes. They mention dying civilizations out there suffering because they lack access. And masses of humans here are limited because they're disconnected from their own bodies, which are the integral keys to unlocking it all.
So ultimately, accessing it comes down to courage, faith.
Our courage to move beyond limits and our faith in ourselves and something larger. That, they believe, determines the course not just for us, but for all existence, as Earth balances and aligns with 11 other libraries.
11 others, so 12 total again.
There's that number again. Yes, 12 libraries aligning will create this powerful light configuration, reshaping the universe, signaling a victory for creation.
And we're linked to those other 11 libraries. Our task is to help unite all 12. How does that work?
Just like we work to open and connect our own 12 chakras, creating unified flow inside, we contribute to the spinning back into existence of these 12 cosmic libraries. This activation within us and out there draws energies together, triggers new understanding, reveals meaning in things that seemed random before.
And the family of light plays a specific role in this unification.
The crucial one. They describe the family of light as neutral, adaptable energy, pliable.
Pliable how?
Able to shift form, vibration easily. This lets other beings merge with them, experience realities they couldn't otherwise access. They're catalysts for change in stagnant systems.
They keep urging us towards sovereignty, honoring Earth first above any external authority. And they admit the living library idea is a simplification.
They do. They call the analogy baby food, basically, a starting point for a much more complex reality. They promise more detailed stories will unfold as our understanding grows.
And that number 12, It's deeply embedded here on Earth in our psyche.
Profoundly expressed here, they say. Woven into our collective consciousness, used historically to structure information, ground meaningful existence.
Like the zodiac.
That's the earliest example they give. 12 signs, 12 houses. They encourage us to look for our own personal avenue of 12s.
They also mention past interactions with grander civilizations and star energies influencing specific areas.
Yeah, influxes of star energy over the last 500,000 years interacted with developing civilizations here, shifting understanding in isolated places where love and cooperation were strong. But these periods were often disrupted by power-hungry forces using fear and chaos.
But underlying all of it, they remind us, is Prime Creator experiencing itself.
Exactly. All these diverse forces are just Prime Creator meeting itself in different forms, seeking harmony. They want us to be active, conscious players in this game of life.
And Earth's full activation as a living library is essential for some grander cosmic purpose, starting with each of us.
It starts within each individual and radiates out, they stress. Not a passive event. They predict major changes in the next 20 years as Earth steps into this vital universal role.
So the library isn't just history, it's a source for creation.
Yes, a vibrant source for creating anything imaginable, using unique storage methods in 12 centers protected by the creator gods.
Looking ahead, they see us needing to rediscover lost parts of these libraries, forming an electromagnetic alliance.
Ideally, yes. A future where the 12 activated libraries form this powerful alliance, leading to a profound universal shift, a new harmonic, maybe like a giant instrument in space, capable of altering the future without destruction.
And that mind-bending idea. Parts of us are on assignment here from other worlds or dimensions.
They suggest some connections we feel might be with other facets of our multidimensional selves, maybe from other timelines needing to connect with our current version. It's all part of a larger experiment leading to unity.
This connection between libraries creates universal highways.
Yeah, once activated, they send out wave particles, creating these new pathways for energy and information flow across the universe, like information superhighways, broadcasting Earth's shift, which we'll eventually feel in our own bodies.
And lots of other civilizations are waiting to re-enter this library network.
Apparently, yes. Especially ones from potential futures where Earth was overrun by tyranny. They want to change that outcome by interacting with the library now, working in partnership with us once we're ready.
And the Pleiadians see themselves as gatekeepers in this process.
Carefully managing the flow, allowing certain energies to interact to positively influence a distant future by subtly altering a distant past, and reminding us we exist in all these places simultaneously on a multidimensional level.
And back to the family of light identity.
They keep reminding us, as family of light, we carry the vibration of change. Wherever we go, we influence systems. Stay open to the vastness of who you are. Trust the plan.
And many of us will become library cards or tour guides. What's that mean?
As we awaken, we'll attract others resonating with our frequency. We'll help them navigate the library. This leads to a new kind of ownership based on love and shared responsibility.
Ultimately, it's all Prime Creator, and the library's purpose is blending consciousness, requiring love for self and Earth.
That's the foundation. And a world like ours, in spiritual evolution, offers a huge opportunity for everyone involved with the library to make a cosmic leap, which draws in many beings with many agendas.
Even the darker negative ones have a role.
Yes, they're drawn here too, they say, to act as catalysts, to awaken and stimulate through their badness, reminding us of polarity, how shadow defines light. The urging is not to fight them.
Right.
Understand they're here to heal too, to be infused with light and love, move to a higher state. They've just forgotten their oneness.
And fear plays a big role in how we interact with all this.
Huge. Operating from fear attracts our own unhealed parts, projected outward as threats. Misusing life draws its mirror. We eventually realize you are what you are afraid of.
The idea of genetic engineering gets put in a wild context.
They basically say, from a cosmic view, it's no big deal. Gene fusion, blending species, shocking to us, but maybe normal for beings existing for hundreds of thousands of years, experimenting with life as gods using Prime Creator's energy.
So even darkness is part of the game, needing healing. And Earth transformation to the Golden Age affects the whole universe.
Instantly on a cosmic scale, even if it takes 2,000 years from our linear perspective.
But there are still forces resisting this,
Yeah.
promoting chaos.
Yes, those self-appointed owners trying to prevent loving cooperation, using unrest, war, fear to maintain control.
And Earth herself communicates through nature.
Actively growing things to help us understand her. But suppressors twist nature's beauty into fear.
So our purpose is to consciously alter consciousness through intent, will, honoring Earth's gifts.
Yes, through mindful ritual, honoring life, discovering the magnificence of living. The plant kingdom is key, offering understanding of Earth and self, which is why areas using plants are targeted for destruction.
Even small things in nature hold keys, like beetle antenna.
Or bark or roots, keys for balance, higher consciousness. Earth's been waiting for us to see this living miracle. They urge a courageous movement to align with her purpose, create new paths in harmony.
Human evolution follows a blueprint, and energy spots accelerate it.
Yes, and love is the key, but our concept of love needs to expand. Our thoughts take form, affect the planet's vibration. Exploring love as a vital force is crucial.
Love and light are actual electromagnetic broadcasts, and humans are the keys activating Earth via genetics.
Yes, humans are the keys, emotions are the readers. Even those claiming ownership are here learning about love, a frequency held by different groups throughout time, like Native Americans. Pleiadians have experimented with imbuing it, too.
So the Pleiadians' main task now is setting us free, encouraging self-reliance.
Setting us free, helping us become our own authorities, equal to all creation, finding answers within. They're withholding answers, sometimes deliberate, to push us toward sovereignty, empowerment, to create life as we choose.
And those qualities, self-reliance, inner knowing, are vital now.
Most valuable in coming times, they say. And they emphasize they're still learning, too, even from us. Humor is important. It's reciprocal. Our progress here affects things elsewhere.
They want us to feel these effects, know our multidimensional selves.
Yeah, they see themselves as intermediaries, opening gates, making introductions to this gigantic force of intelligence waiting to work with us once we're ready.
Fully grasping the library and the story of 12 is a long process, like 20 years, driven by imagination.
An activation unfolding through imagination. We need to redream the library into vitality. Some locations are already activating, but need human consciousness to translate their aliveness.
They guide another exercise connecting to the Pleiades through imagination, offering compassion.
Yes, focusing on the Pleiades, offering compassion opens inner corridors, intending change, prophecy fulfillment, returning creations to the Creator to set them free.
And the final visualization, being placed back on Earth by a Pleiadian hand.
With grander vitality, emphasizing imagination as the most powerful force, Earth alive with knowledge revealed by our consciousness. Knowledge isn't just from teachers anymore, it's activated within by intent, following impulses.
Spiritual evolution can happen anywhere. Honor teachers, but don't pedestalize them.
Exactly. Their teaching aims to build collective energy for awakening. Our personal journey is tied to global consciousness and our own blueprint.
Patience is key, even with frustration. Sharing knowledge helps the masses.
Sharing broadcasts evolves the collective, often triggered by time-coded inner links responding to awakening patterns.
Our blueprint leads to an inner library, with chronometers planted by gods.
Measuring consciousness evolution, they activate sacred sites, internal and external, when enough awaken.
Predicting lots of discoveries in the next 20 years as we unlock knowledge at sacred sites with our consciousness.
Yes. Earth's vitality is revealing itself. Awareness of spiritual evolution is a huge advantage.
Old realities crumbling is disturbing, but visitors at sacred sites are opening time locks with their consciousness.
Triggering energy combinations, holding memories until we're ready. Infusing sites with energy and surrendering sends change globally.
We have a choice. Honor Earth or face challenges. Being here now is a great gift. Trust inner guidance.
Rely on inner guidance, don't judge others. Millions are quietly holding new understanding. Reconsider how we learn, communicate with Earth.
Crop circles. Earth speaking symbolically.
Possibly, yeah. Appearing since the early 80s, especially in England. Earth speaking through symbols.
And sounds trigger data in stones and bones.
Yes. Vibrations activate stored data. Stones feeding bones, bones feeding stones, sharing information.
But we've been steered away from natural knowledge towards controlled media, like TV.
Deliberately, they suggest, slowing evolution, limiting imagination, especially in childhood.
TV is frequency control, suppressing imagination.
Promoting TV and fear hypnotizes the majority, they argue, urging first-hand experience, observing feelings after watching TV. Time spent watching suppresses imagination, our great gift. Future understanding will reveal its role in inducing dazed states. They advise against wasting time on it, even educational shows. Question the beaming content.
Ultimately, it comes back to choice. What we want and believe creates our experience.
Always. Choice shapes reality.
And the future is unimaginable. multidimensional anomalies penetrating reality.
While masses are entranced by facts, inconceivable occurrences will begin as dimensions bleed through.
They lead a final relaxation. Pillar of light connecting deep into Earth's core, a vein of gold.
Yes, grounding, connecting to Earth's heart. Visualizing the light pillar, fibers to gold, representing love, deep toning to stabilize the core, higher pitch for a protective dome.
Thoughts energize form. Reimagine Earth as splendid, dwell in harmony.
Our thoughts create. Consciously visualize and feel a harmonious Earth.
Then those hypotheticals. Virtual reality's genetic keys. Linking to the reptilian race, Lizzie's.
Yeah, posing questions that connect these concepts directly to reptilians as part of our ancestry. Not villains, but awesome, ferocious, gracious creator gods and master geneticists involved in the library's design. Understanding them is key to our heritage, our genes, the story of 12.
Ancient reptilian civilizations were advanced, learned from ancient ones.
Highly advanced biological forms, deep genetic understanding. They encourage searching our ancestral branches, seeing the reptilian journey as key to our roots.
Reptilian influence is core to our biology, and their return to media awareness is significant.
Deeply embedded, they say. Their emergence in media isn't random. It's a part of self-needing expression, understanding, healing, integration, acceptance. They clarify the reptilian family was benevolent, involved in the library, but had a civil war over separation and power.
Mirroring our own journey through separation towards oneness.
Exactly. Acknowledge their intelligence. Once recognized, these ancestors can be freed from their roles by multidimensional humans experiencing their identity and dilemma, altering beliefs across time.
The Pleiadians offer a wider view, like pointing out things at a huge cosmic renaissance fair.
Yeah, saying they share glimpses, but we often mistake the glimpse for the whole event, missing the vast context.
Seeming chaos and free will lead to scrambling, then reconnecting to life's value and cooperation.
Yes. Look at biology to understand the inner family tree. Reptilian consciousness is essential. Fear was instilled to block discovery of origins.
Invisible influences can steer thoughts. Reptilian memories surface as dreams, symbols.
Subtle detours in thought can be seeded. Reptilian memory emerges symbolically, linking to behavioral patterns buried in our cells.
They guide a visualization. Spine, chakras, DNA as a tree of life, serpent taproot to earth.
To access reptilian ancestry neutrally,
Serpent energy climbing the tree is electrifying. Triggers cellular memories of the gods who made us, showing serpent origins.
yes, activating dormant memories, revealing our connection to serpent symbolism.
Serpent symbols at sacred sites, in myths, acknowledging power and origins, even the caduceus in medicine.
All point back to this deep heritage, they suggest.
Ancient dragon reptiles guarded crystals, information. Reptilian energies anchored high civilizations carried the human blueprint.
Yes, using crystals, underground bases, sending snakes as representatives to the outer world due to human consciousness limits then.
Now we're exploring wider views, bending reality. Earth as a nurturing mother goddess waiting.
Yes. Imagine unbounded opportunity, attract supporting energies, self-belief creates momentum.
We're growing into equality with our stellar family. Some want to leave Earth, but that's misguided.
Our home is what we make it. Many things depend on Earth's cooperation, even whether elsewhere.
They pose questions. Why limit created life? Fear its greatness, forbid knowledge. Contrast with encouraging growth, like in Blue Children who teach back.
Noting Pleiadians initially didn't see humans' teaching potential, viewed them as slaves.
Some gods are still an illusion, but some Pleiadians evolve thanks to us on Earth, urging us to transfer remembering into Earth's density.
To help those trapped by genetic alteration understand, forgive the drama.
The galvanization of the goddess anchors healing. Embracing goddess energy within brings new understanding, love for creation, opens secrets in Mother Earth.
Yes, a powerful resurgence leading to profound shifts.
They lead a final breathing visualization. Light-filled lungs, finding oneself at the base of the spine in a dark cave, home of a grand serpent, walking deeper safely.
Connecting with that deep, primal energy.
Thought creates reality. Changing thoughts changes the plan, the experience, the body follows.
The fundamental principle again.
Natural vitality influenced by respected people accepting fearful ideas from bad experiences.
Yes, limiting beliefs get passed down, affecting our well-being.
Kundalini energy. Previously hard to access due to Earth's frequency control fence, now the fence is weaker. Swiss cheese. Cosmic energy increases opportunities.
Yes, reinterpret its potential as life force connecting to source, purpose, healing, not just danger.
Predicting future abilities with hand energy. healing, purifying pollution, leading to mass cooperation.
For those who believe and practice, even the unhealed can activate it. Self-value is key. Question self-imposed limits.
We have abundant inner knowledge. Humans are key to the living library. Imagination enhances neural connections body-wide. Every cell has potential.
Yes, directed by the individual. Society, family, education create programs, guilt, shame, the body responds to.
Earth's survival linked to recognizing imagination's power. Imagination tied to memory, a screen for consciousness blueprints.
Yes. The body holds memories of other worlds' times, accessible as Earth evolves, unifying life, healing wounds. Key is self-love, honoring the body.
Radical change is coming. Focus on being best self affects probabilities, activates change.
Yes. Pineal gland activation by light releases new vision. Thymus gland is pivotal for rejuvenation. Shrinks with age, needs signals from pituitary pineal. Thymus will regain vitality when body consciousness are ready.
Different stages of life expansion work. Work is a gift to the planet. Examine dual loyalties if self-deprecating.
Being present shows interest loyalty to transcend limits. Internal conflict creates rubber band effect. Energy buildup, snapback, showing inconsistent beliefs.
Hypothalamus regulates temperature water. You are water. Understand electrification.
Yes. Collapse of time impulses us to activate Earth's grid. Cosmic light alters nervous system, road construction for more data.
Nervous system shuts down in unusual experiences, magnifies blocks, unexpressed feelings hindering connection, urging responsibility, addressing prejudice for smoother energy flow.
Everything intensifying teaches responsibility, clarity. Body work helps recognize identity, release trapped dramas.
We invite players, direct life dramas. Rewrite the script if tired. Blame victimhood or traps. Ancient god dramas influence now.
Yes. All reality connected, seeking healing onion. Great humor exists. Highly evolved energies, love, are tangible.
Nature more available as living library. Creator gods extending cellular longevity. Life extension, rejuvenation, returning with light body. Stop listening to official reality versions. Intuitive self is standard bearer.
Yes. Trust your unique, assignment-driven experience.
Stillness exercise. Pillar of light, third eye focus. Visualize Earth with individual blueprints lessons, connecting to global consciousness.
Feel each person's contribution. Send intent-inspiring love trust of human form.
Visualize rising as golden light ball, rotating Earth, attracting light consciousness, forming light blanket grid.
Feel drawn to locations, altering, opening, expanding. Imagine 6 billion connected to global blueprint, anticipating joyous, expanded lives.
Bring consciousness back to body. Visualize rapid light flow, pulsing new info, health, vitality. Keep Pillar connected to source.
Pillar is calling card to higher realms. Evolving thought alters world, creates new paradigm. Trust self, listen to discoveries. Road ahead interesting, always created by you.
Prime Creator makes all teams. Humans as library cards keys access Earth's info, designed for merge and merging, mastering human spiritual evolution by merging realities.
Eventually tune into Creator God Consciousness, radio dial. Bodies are sun-receive units in many realities. All creation designed for influence, interconnectedness in free will zone.
Task.
Yeah.
Make alliance choices with invisible worlds, like parenting teaches earthly friendships. Past role, honored tour guides, letting others experience via human senses.
Yes. We'll have 12-strand DNA, full brain capacity as library cards in partnership. Need to know you're more than human. Collections of sentient energies across the universe, forming consciousness pools with shared intents.
Earth's radical change, accelerated trust in evolution, cycle completion, new age dawning, assisted by humans, current limited understanding of multiple lives, let alone other soul identities, expands as Earth accelerates. Occupants adapt or perish.
Forerunners meet crucial aspects of self, part of grander collective seeking expression in many realities. Central soul has many personalities, not all goodies.
Intend discoveries offer interest benefit. Humans hide cleverness power due to disempowerment programming, media education. Remember vast experience, agreements to participate in hard events with hidden uplift.
You are game masters orchestrating Earth's freedom. Exciting time, many support want to merge. Requires self-trust, designing reality via own wits intentions, your signature.
Humans as library cards access unique info unlike other kingdoms. Designed for merging, let others experience Earth, gather info via intent. Humans coded for full accessibility, Misuse by energies lacking understanding cause imbalanced sanity, often ignorance, not malice.
Prepare for merging energy, set standards, discernment. Higher self is gatekeeper regulating appointments based on actions beliefs.
1993 Uranus-Neptune conjunction activated potential third DNA helix, bridged current multidimensional self for accelerated times.
Each listener, a personal energy vortex opening chakras, doorways for unlimited multidimensional personalities to blend harmoniously. Requires deep self-knowledge, setting standards.
Advise saying intention for human race, improvement planetary benefit during merges. Prompts non-fitting energies to departure consider. Energies come for healing love learning. Listener as candle flame transmuting drawn-in versions of self.
Intend greater understanding of multi-D experiences and fun. Set tone via conscious statements of desired reality. You redefine reality by decreeing wants, seeking info to interpret experiences.
Being library card is first step to certification in bonding blending merging. Emerge through library. Emit EM pulses at certain consciousness states. Become valuable for merging, accessing codes. Formulas for replicating life. Safeguards require high consciousness for access.
Tampered quality of life prevents formula production. Feel energy of beings wanting merge. Ask for sign if work is for upliftment. Journey was to move beyond judgment, essential. Multi-D self can harass into evolution.
You are light and shadow, playing separation game. Good guy, family of light. Prime creator encompasses all teams. Natural state, multi-D character making peace on Earth, other worlds. Peace is chosen standard.
Integrate parallel memories, emerging ideas. Realize layers of self-experiencing simultaneously. Begin splitting, fragmenting into new abilities expressions. Catch these. Pursue inspirations.
Came to change Earth probabilities. Doing more out of body than aware. Future sudden awareness of visits during nap sleep. Previously needed training. Now light floods stimulate reorganization. Maintain strong self-sense. Love for vehicle. Question if Earth's change has no benefit. Millions wait for Earth light to access change events. Reaching that place needs knowledge of self-others.
Anomalies occur reconsidering identity. Objects disappear. New vegetation. Easier influence by negative thought forms. Increased negativity. Overloaded fear-filled astral realm. Shattering astral realm intensifies fear. Trust nonchalance or choice. Clarity avoids attracting misaligned energies.
Emotions create experience. Avoid constant false happiness. Allow emotional movement for learning. Held dark moods become habits. Cosmic hookers open to unqualified energies. Prime creator in all things creates dilemma. Urges self-discovery awareness. Relationship to all as reality emerges.
Communicate values clearly to energies wanting work. Set standards. ETs, deities. Example. Honor body, earth, and sexuality, plus love. Key life creative force, misused by most. Goddess creating vibratory rates for nature, all interlocked, affects globe, inherited blueprints from partners, stirred chakras Kundalini. Kundalini moved only in lower chakras, hugs in arc field, no full body infusion.
Visualization.
Yeah.
Gold table. Premier conductor banging electrical impulses into cells. Guide higher self supervises. Deep inner space. Feel gold light electrical pulsations recharge atoms. Awaken consciousness. Feel willingness, excitement. Relax deeper. Surrender to reorganization. Experience valued self mirrored appreciation. Picture something meaningful contributory. Feel electrical stimulation. Dream transformational sexual value on gold table.
Living library eases into vibrational shift. Shared living existence everywhere. Visualize web lines transporting intelligence. Life seeks life. Earth is blue-white jewel in time realm on light corridors. Feel tugs from time's beckoning memory as time-space-earth concepts scramble on web. Look through intersecting energy lines beyond moon for signposts to stellar byways guided by spirit. Absorb moment's vitality. Honor Earth's self for unbounded opportunities. Pay tribute to web of light.
Self-select birth, moment, lineage, bloodline for ideal lifetime opportunities. Star planet config imprints flesh, contains probabilities challenges. Heavens speak majestic splendor. Planets broadcast life force. EM waves create cycles defining epochs. Understanding benefits Earth. Ignored due to refuting astrology.
Astrology, astronomy, universe languages translating macrocosm, microcosm, acknowledging individual significance. 1993 galactic tidal wave, Uranus-Neptune conjunct Capricorn, energized Earth stone, leading to feeling center opening a solution to chaos.
Use feelings over logic when systems fail. Soul-stirring feelings, solar plexus, connected by compassion on heart, releases locked energy to higher chakras. Process connects humanity, reveals commonalities, triggers simultaneous past life memories, causes confusion, memories flood consciousness. Meant to create chaotic vortex, doubting institutions, depression or freedom, growth in alternate reality interest.
Predict unexpected metaphysical conversations. 180-degree turns in family members, urges open-mindedness. Guardian protectors, creator energies prevented free Kundalini reign. Moon's influence, satellite computer, limiting programs on lifespan Kundalini timing. Ideally lifespan longer, society honors wisdom. Kundalini awakening at 40, nurtured society. Maturation versus current 21. Numerous energy cycles teach maturation requires increasing responsibility.
Battles over moon. Plans for beneficial influence when occupied by assisting forces versus eons of limiting programs causing full moon effects. Moon's repetitive cycles influence humans like TV programs. Reprogramming occurring now.
Visualization. Climb chakra system. 12 suns into universe. Send current knowledge to other selves. Receive their love support. Let go current self, blend with surroundings. Transducer. Picture ancient info keepers receiving huge energy spiral. Then spin off personal spiral of revitalization. Feel through body. 12 chakras ready. Say name. Feel unique sound. Love cherished self. Smile at unlimited potential.
Current epic, fall of global civilization. Inner power energy. Trust inner knowing to surf coming times. Fun, love, laughter. Energize pleasure frequency. Recognize brilliant times despite lack of daily reminders. Unique sound light tech. Energize effortless cooperation. Many solutions born. New civilizations succeed. Mind heart chord creations. Living tech. Mind investment key to survival.
Stillness pillar of light exercise. Intend health well-being pulse through cells. Combine personal surrounding energy mutual benefit. Relax. Reach into solar plexus. Willpower. Healing self. Treasure hunt through time. Many keys shared.
Transforming self. Sum total of existence poised and present. Addressing evolving humans. Ambassadors of light. Unprecedented discovery point. Ripe to choose. They, Pleiadians, learn watching human resistance learning creation. See this moment as summation point drawing listener to words. Ending. Everything shared previously designed for deeper self-exploration. Beliefs influences.
Don't begrudge reality. Created opportunity. Give thanks for knowledge gained. Journey of 12. Deeply imprinted in physical being. Code used by many sentients to enter reality. Living by mathematical agreements. 12. Common base but grander. Allows influence guidance. Analogy. Driving paved roads versus venturing off. Imprint of 12 equals road. Guides cosmic travel. Intelligent being.
Intend, listener, become aware on highway of 12 energy forms, models of universal thought, coded throughout book. Leads to understanding mass consciousness shifts. Catapulting ending to current reality. Endings completed moments before new beginnings. Humanity poised for a leap of faith. Questioning value of knowledge.
Pose questions. Meaning of family of light Pleiadian. Earth's value. Self-value. Finding Earth's secrets. Reptilians. Goddess. Body's capacity for merging. Experience of merged entities. Possession versus merging. Role of gland sex. What great surprise depths discovering. Opening personal sacred sites to inner consciousness loops. Find meeting brick walls. Can transform energy, move beyond judgment to exalted place beyond current time structure.
Time ruled by numbers. Again, find 12 within circle. Urge new view of time. Structure for other existences. Using mathematical heritage, language of geometry. Consider geometry of time connecting inner outer cycles. Planets, moon. Question moon's nature. Computer, eye, goddess, base, station, library. Explore moon's relationship to sun. Great master, ruler, light owner being. Surrounding energy forms, planets, you intelligence.
Caution. Fooled by limiting authorities. Urge upliftment to exalted state. Choose expanded reality. Give everything great role. Find self at inner core. Current crisis. World leaders in anachronistic loops. Initiation. Mastering vast unknown. Accumulation of learning. Crisis. Stubbornness, resistance to change. Causes dam break of consciousness.
Let go fear. Realize great love for who you are. Reality designed by you. Encourage grand symphony of desired world, unlimited. Initiation teaches move beyond trikes to bigger bikes. Compassion for fearful. Invite them seaway. Instruct courageous. Ride invisible vehicles. Not attached to shared stories. Not proclaim new Bibles. See as entertainment step ladder to gigantic universe. Urge against limitation. Forcing single recipe.
Many ways to view life. Embodiment of 12 gives sum total of self to take create. Remind. Guides unseen helpers exist. Regained access to rules, bridging worlds. Energize idea of safe world amidst prophesied tumultuous events. Seek wisdom from elders indigenous, understand earth speaking. Remind, game masters playful orchestration.
Awaken within dream. Imagine a visualized safe world, duty responsibility based on new knowledge. Experience reflects decree. Salute courage. Kindle faith flame. Pioneer blissful living.
Final visualization. Stand under open sky. Focus vitality. Picture ancient stone circle, 12 majestic megaliths. Convey commitment as consciousness over grand epics. Earth's bone. Walk each stone, place hand, listen with cells, golden spirals dance through, experience the 12, sense task monumental energy of each stone.
Okay. Wow. And with that,
Hmm.
that really powerful experience, we kind of reached the end of this particular deep dive into the Pleiadian keys to the living library.
That was quite a journey.
It really
Yeah.
was. So, just to sort of wrap it up for you, the listener,
Mm.
we've covered some truly massive ideas today, haven't we?
That's huge concepts. Yeah.
Earth is this living library. Our role as potential keys, the Pleiadian viewpoint on our history, our potential, the
Yeah.
whole system of 12 popping up everywhere.
Right, and the ongoing energy shifts, the power of consciousness, imagination, it's a lot.
Absolutely. And there were definitely some surprising bits, those aha moments we talked
Yeah,
about.
like the idea of civilizations way, way before Atlantis, that's pretty mind-blowing.
Or the Pleiadians admitting their ancestors manipulated our genetics, and us being treasure hunters for knowledge inside ourselves.
Those definitely stand out. They challenge a lot of standard assumptions.
For sure. And that core message from them seems to be about empowerment, right? Self-discovery, questioning things, embracing change. Hopefully this dive gave you a good, thorough look without being, totally overwhelming.
So maybe a final thought to leave you with. Considering this Pleiadian idea of fluid reality, multiple timelines, how might really taking that on board shift how you see your own past? Or even the possibilities you imagine for your future?
That's a great question. A really vast landscape to explore, like you said.
It is.
Well, we encourage you to keep thinking about these concepts, see how they resonate with your own journey. Thanks so much for taking this deep dive with us today.